Hi, I'm Heather Rodriguez. I'm a natural fertility specialist and founder of the Natural Fertility Company. And my team and I help couples who are preparing for conception, overcoming fertility issues, or preparing for medical fertility treatment. Welcome to my fertility scope. Today it's going to be the 7 fertility foods that you can find at your grocery store. You know, this time of year there's lots of cooking going on. There's lots of family time and events happening. So I wanted to go over some fertility foods that is easy for anyone to find, no matter where they are located. So we're gonna cover top 5 fertility foods you can find at the grocery store. And I tend to work my hardest to over deliver and make sure you guys get great information. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so you can find my resources at naturalfertilityinfo.com. That's our information site. We have over 700 pages of researched information that we update every single year, totally free to you. And we also have naturalfertilityshop.com, where you can find some products that I do talk about in some fertility scopes. You can find our fertility products there and my product line, Fertilica. Okay, so today's class is going to be 7 foods you can find at your grocery store. So I talk about fertility diet as one of the, oh, thank you so much, guys. Thanks, Lorraine. And thank you so much for sharing as well. So fertility diet is one of the most important, hey, Infertile Soil, good morning. Fertility diet is one of the most important aspects when you're trying to support your fertility. And it's one of the most important things that you can do no matter what is going on for you, whether you're just preparing for your conception, you're completely healthy and you just want to have the healthiest pregnancies possible. Fertility diet is where you need to go. Going through something with fertility, having a fertility imbalance or fertility issue, fertility diet is going to be step 1. If you're preparing for medical fertility treatments, again, fertility diet is going to be step 1. So this is important for everybody. And so I'm going to cover some very common foods that are actually very specific for fertility once you look at their nutritional profiles. And I'm going to cover 7 of them. So the first is going to be broccoli. So broccoli is known as a hormonal cleanser, and anything in the cruciferous family is. So I say broccoli because I think broccoli is the most flavor friendly and the most common one that you guys know about. But other foods that can be in the cruciferous family are going to be Brussels sprouts, kale, and cabbage. Those are some other ones. So any of those will work, but broccoli I think is the best tasting. There's compounds within cruciferous vegetables that help the body to get rid of excess estrogens. So it's kind of like a broom that helps. If the body is not getting rid of excess hormones, then it's going to be reabsorbed and then we have an excess issue. So simple as eating broccoli or cruciferous vegetables often. You can eat raw or steamed. I find raw to be hard to digest, and from that, you know, you get gas, but steamed is still just as healthy for you, and it makes it a lot easier to digest. If you have hypothyroid issues, you're going to want to steam or cook your cruciferous vegetables before you eat them, so it does not inhibit your thyroid medications or your thyroid hormone. I'm just speaking the truth, Lorraine. We all know it's true, right? But broccoli. Okay, so that's broccoli. So super easy to find. That is one food I would suggest to be organic. There are some foods that are really important for organic, and there's some that are not so important. So look at your Dirty Dozen list and see where they lie. I'll tell you with the ones that we're covering today, which ones are very important for eating organic. And broccoli, I think, is one of them because you are eating everything on the broccoli plant. If it's been sprayed directly by pesticides, which contribute to the hormonal imbalance and contribute to the hormone excess, kind of defeating the purpose. So broccoli, very affordable. The next is going to be berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and these are very high antioxidant foods. So berries are wonderful for twofold. One, they're high in antioxidants, and 2, they are also very important for nutrients such as vitamins and minerals. So anything that's very colorful is going to have a lot of antioxidants in them. They're low glycemic, that's what I was trying to find in my brain. They're low glycemic fruit. So this is going to be great for women with PCOS as well. It's a fruit that is very low glycemic. The fruit content when you're eating blueberries is so low compared to when you're eating a banana. So antioxidants are important because they're protecting the body from free radical damage. Free radical damage in fertility, when you're dealing with fertility, is going to affect your egg health and sperm health. So we want to protect those cells of the body so that when you're using them to make babies, they're intact, they're as healthy as possible, and they're functioning at their best. And that's what antioxidants do. So berries are very high in antioxidants, specifically bioflavonoids, but there's a lot of other antioxidants that they do contain. they also are going to help to protect the DNA of the egg and the sperm. So free radicals can damage the DNA, which can affect possibly the health of your future child. So you want the DNA that you're using to be intact and protected. And it's as simple as adding some berries and some other antioxidants, which can be found in foods that I'm going to be talking about today, but that's what antioxidants are doing. It also, berries are also protective and they're also protective and supportive of the uterine tissues. So something else to think about. How I like to use berries is I like to put them in my breakfast. I like to put them in smoothies. You can just eat them straight. I mean, berries are super easy. You don't have to sneak them in your diet because they taste so good, right? So this applies to any berries. But this is one thing that should be eaten organic because they are heavily sprayed to protect them from bugs because bugs love to eat them. So this is something that you want to make sure is on your organic list. The next is going to be pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are unbelievably high in zinc, which is a very important mineral for fertility. When they've looked at large populations of men who have low sperm count, they've also noticed there's a correlation with zinc deficiency. Zinc deficiency is actually one of the most frequent deficiencies that will be found in the United States because of the state of our soil. So zinc is a very common mineral, but a lot of people are deficient in it. So it's used by many processes in the body, but most specifically, zinc is used to create genetic material. It's also used to make testosterone, and it's an important part of the immune system in protecting the DNA. So you guys see those different supplements out there for immune system, and one of the main ingredients happens to be zinc. There's a good reason for that. But you can easily get zinc from your diet. So I say pumpkin seeds because pumpkin seeds are extremely nutrient dense in zinc. That's one of the main minerals that you'll find in pumpkin seeds. And pumpkin seeds taste really good. Oysters are higher in zinc, but they're a lot more expensive and they're harder to get, and you want to make sure you're getting really good oysters when you're eating oysters. Not everyone likes them, but pumpkin seeds, you can get pumpkin seed butter, you can buy pumpkin seeds in bulk, but you want to make sure that they're raw because that's going to keep all the nutrients intact. So so far we've got broccoli, berries, and pumpkin seeds. The next is going to be walnuts. A lot of nuts. So when I went to herbal school, we learned something called the doctrine of signatures. And when you're looking at different foods, they'll kind of tell you what they're good for. So walnuts, what do walnuts look like? So if you see a walnut that's fresh cracked from a nut, what does that look like to you guys? If you're thinking of an organ or a system of the body, it's going to be a symbol of what that thing would be good for. So when you're looking at a walnut, what does it look like? Maybe a hint. The brain, yes. Yeah. Or actually, it possibly could. So it looks like the brain. That's correct, yeah. So walnuts happen to be one of the highest, highest suppliers of omega-3 essential fatty acids, which is great for the brain, right? So I think that's so neat. Blueberry is good for the eyes. They look like eyes. You can do that with a lot of different foods. So walnuts, a fourth a cup of walnuts contains 2,200 milligrams of omega-3 essential fatty acid. A fourth of a cup. So that's such a huge abundance. And walnuts aren't that expensive. Definitely get organic and get raw, but that's such a huge nutrient boost. Yeah, they are complete nutrient dense. Nuts and seeds are some of the most nutrient-dense foods that you can possibly eat. So you can make walnut milk, you can put these on top of cereal, you can put this on top of yogurt, you can just eat them as a snack, trail mix, whatever form is most appealing to you. But make sure that they're raw because heat will damage the essential fatty acids. The next is going to be chard. Chard is rich in iron. So one cup of steamed chard equals 4 grams of iron. So this is a great iron source, and an iron deficiency has been connected to lack of ovulation. So if someone is anemic, they might not be ovulating, or if someone's not ovulating, they may want to increase their iron-rich foods. So this is actually a pretty common cause of lack of ovulation. So just imagine, you might not be ovulating, and then you decide, okay, I'm going to go on all these medications to force myself to ovulate. But you might just have a simple iron deficiency. There may be other stuff going on too. There are multiple reasons. But for some people, that is actually really it, is a shift in diet and helping with nutritional deficiencies that makes the difference. So chard is rich in iron. It's also rich in folate. And it can be eaten steam or raw. You can juice it, or you can add it to green smoothies. Chard is very mild tasting, so it's something that you can add to smoothies. I would cut the middle stem out and just use the leaves when you're adding it to a smoothie. It's also rich in vitamin C, which is important for iron absorption. So nature knows the recipe, right? And then we have two more. So lentils. Lentils are one of the best fertility foods you can purchase at your grocery store, and they probably are the least expensive on this entire list. So lentils are rich in folate, and folate is super important to help to prevent spina bifida, which is a birth defect that happens very, very early in the development of an embryo. This occurs even before you're able to detect a pregnancy, so you want to make sure that you have folate in your diet right now when you're preparing ahead of time. Also, some people are having troubles absorbing folic acid from various supplements because of a metabolism thing that's happening in their system. So folate, so things from food, folic acid, which is folate in food, is where you want to be getting that. So lentils is totally rich in it. 1 cup of lentils cooked will provide 90% of your daily folate needs. 90%. So that is nutrient rich, that is nutrient dense. One way I like to cook lentils, I always cook them. Some people I do know sprout them, but I prefer to cook them. They're a lot easier to digest, is I make a what's in the fridge soup. I'll take lentils, I'll take a cup or 2 of lentils, I'll take all the vegetables that I have in my fridge, broccoli, Swiss chard, onions, carrots, whatever's in your fridge. It's called what's in the fridge soup. Throw that in there, put some spices, put some garlic, make sure to put onion, and then I just cook that, and I make a little stew out of it, and it always turns out good. So it's called what's in the fridge soup. Super easy. It's ready within 45 minutes. And there's a lot of different ways that you can use lentils. You can put them in salads. You can mix them with other vegetables. They're also rich in iron, fiber, and protein. And fiber is awesome for fertility because it's helping to cleanse the body, and it's also helping to get rid of excess hormones in the system. All right, so our last one, it's going to be spinach. Spinach is rich in iron, folate, zinc, and other antioxidants. So you kind of hear a theme here. We're either talking about fats or we're talking about minerals. These are all so important for fertility, and so getting these foods, these inexpensive foods in your diet regularly are going to make an impact. So spinach is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. It's packed with all of those minerals, but it's also I think it tastes really good. It's very mild, so I think it's something that a lot of people can try and do very easily. You can steam it, you can add it to soups, you can put it in smoothies raw, you can make salads out of it raw. There's a lot of different ways that you can eat spinach. I also like to juice it. One of my favorite go-to juice recipes is spinach, celery, ginger, half an apple, and what was the other one? Did I say ginger? Yeah, and that's it. Ginger, celery, spinach, and apple. And cucumber, that was it, and cucumber. That's my favorite go-to juice, very easy to drink. So those are the 7 easy fertility foods that you can find in your grocery store. Broccoli, berries, pumpkin seeds, walnuts, chard, lentils, and spinach. And there you go. So an easy way to incorporate these foods, if you guys are looking for some motivation, I know after the holidays a lot of people are ready to get on a healthy plan, is the 21-Day Fertility Diet Challenge. It's a free program that we offer on our website that helps you to shift towards a fertility diet. And it's basically you just add 5 things to your diet on a daily basis. You don't cut out whatever else you're eating. You don't have to worry about cutting back. What naturally happens because you're adding these 5 things is your taste buds begin to change, and you naturally crave these healthier foods, and you naturally want to eat these lighter, healthier foods, and your diet will change on its own. So that's kind of my approach and our approach to getting someone jump started on a fertility diet. So go to naturalfertilityinfo.com and type in 21-Day Fertility Diet Challenge. You can get the information there. I think when the new year comes around, I'm actually going to do a live challenge. I don't know if you guys are interested in that, where if you guys want to join, there's going to be a start date and everyone can do it together. So just let me know if that's something that's interesting to you. We can get that set up. So I hope you found today's scope helpful, and these are some things that you could pick up at the store next time you're there. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you all tomorrow.